What Judy Garland is saying, in effect, in that scene, is here am I, and there you, so let's go. Something she says before every performance, and something she's probably saying right now, right at this moment in Sydney, as the Australian spotlights fall on her for the first time for her Sydney opening. Now, that film is a widescreen production, a recent one which hasn't yet been released here, and it's called I Could Go On Singing, which could well be the theme of Judy's troubled and brilliant career in show business. Well, this picture then, her TV shows, and her many stage appearances during the past 3 years have been a triumphant vindication of what Judy herself has called 7 years of rotten luck. Now, here are some scenes from another picture in which she co-starred with Burt Lancaster. It's a controversial story about retarded children called A Child Is Waiting. In it, Judy displays her talents as a dramatic actress. On her arrival in Sydney, Judy received and accepted, rather nervously at first, the full star treatment from press, radio, TV reporters and curious fans. First at the airport, then at a lavish press conference in her hotel. Show business, for all its pomp and sentimentality, is often pretty cynical, a condition that derives from broken or unfulfilled promises over the years. When anyone is as successful as Judy Garland, somewhere there are people who are just dying to ask, and often do, whether all this success will last. Press conferences like this one, even with the mellowing influences of champagne and caviar, can, beneath the surface, be quite savage personal intrusions. I asked Judy if the film on retarded children held any special significance for her.
Well, I think it's a very important picture. I don't know whether people will be able to bear some of the truths in the picture, but it's a very fine cause, retarded children. I've worked with retarded children many years.
You have?
Yes. That's why I wanted to do the picture, and I was very flattered to be asked by Stanley Kramer to be in it.
I believe in 1949 you were in hospital in Boston.
That's right, yes.
You met a retarded child.
Yes, I met a whole hospital full of, and they really kind of are so full of love and unquestioning affection, and many of them have very high cues, you know. The fact that the muscular coordination doesn't work sometimes doesn't mean that in other words, they shouldn't be just shuttered away and be ashamed of or anything. And I think the Joseph Kennedy Foundation is helping a great deal, and I think it's I hope you like the film when you see it. I hope many people go to see it.
Did it help you in your own case? I think you had a nervous breakdown at this time in 1949.
Yes.
Did this help you getting to know a retarded child?
Yes.
How did it help you?
Well, it helped me by just getting my mind off myself, and they were so delightful. They were so loving and good, and I forgot about myself for a change. You see. And they like to hear music, and they like to display kind of an unlimited approval of you. Whether you approve of them or not doesn't make any difference.
You are quite a legend, and a legend in what you do with, what you're able to do with audiences. Miss Garland, what is it you do to an audience? What do you give an audience?
I just sing so far. I don't know.
No one else has been able to do this, or very few people have been able to do what you do with an audience.
Well, I like my audiences so much. I have great respect for them. I think anybody who will sit in a chair and look at one person and pay money to see that, I think that's a great tribute. So there's a kind of maybe a marriage between the audience and myself.
Do you become very emotionally involved with an audience when you're performing?
To a point. If I became emotionally involved, I'd go sit in front and applaud, I suppose, or else boo. The only point the only thing I can say is I've involved to the extent of wanting to please my audience as much as I can.
Well, you've had many bouts of illness, and you've made many comebacks.
About 185 up to now.
185 comebacks?
Yes.
And do you...
I don't think I ever went anywhere, did I really?
You're always coming back.
But I'm just always coming back.
Well, this is how the press seems to treat it.
I know.
Does it worry you very much?
No.
Do you care very much about what you read about yourself?
No, I don't read too much about myself. I'm working too hard.
You work hard, you work so hard that you become ill sometimes. You have been ill in the past.
Oh, no, I haven't been ill for 108 years. I've done every job they've thrown at me.
All right, why do you do it?
Because
why do you drive yourself so much?
Because I was born to do that. To work and try to entertain. Take people's minds off their troubles for a while. If I can.
And where do you drive?
Why are you looking at me this way?
Well, I can't see you any other way. Where do you get...
You haven't blinked once.
I have blinked.